Good day, students. Today we're going to look at some solutions. These are a series of video solutions with the 1025 math booklets. This is the very first video in that series, and it deals with rounding decimals. It's from page 16, number 1. Okay. Now, we're asked to round, as you can see, we're asked to round a certain number to different numbers of decimal places. So here is 8.32, and we're asked to round it to 1 place, 2 places, 3 places, and 4 places. Alright, how do we do that? Well, first of all, don't forget you might be asked this in different words. One place after the decimal is also known to be the nearest tenth, and you could be asked that in words. So 1 decimal place, same as tenth. 2 decimal places, same as hundredth. TH on the end of it, because after the decimal we put a TH on everything. It's a different place value. 3 places are known as 1,000th. 4 places is 10,000. I don't have enough room there, but 4 places is known as 10,000s, and they are the most common: tenth, 100th, thousands, 10,000s. In other words, 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places, and 4 decimal places. Okay. Alright, let's go to it. First one, we're asked to round to 1 decimal place. So we got to chop off this much of the number. We got to chop it here, right? Or take off that much. Now, how do we do that? We look at the number to the right of the place we are rounding. If we're rounding to 1 decimal place, look at the second decimal place. If that's less than 5, the number stays the same. If it's 5 or greater, then the number changes. In other words, is my answer 8.3, stay the same, or is it 8.4, goes up 1 decimal place, one value in that place value? So that's the question. Which one is it? You look at the number behind. Since that's less than, right, 5, then the number stays the same. So my answer is 8.3. Okay, so that's how we do those. Alright, let me just get rid of that. Good. So the answer to the first one is 8.3. Let's look at the second one. 2 decimal places. So again, I'm chopping it here. So is it 8.32 or 8.33? Look at the number behind it. If that's 5 or greater, so greater than or equal to 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, then the number must go up 1. So that 2 got to change to a 3. So the answer would be this one this time. Okay, let's get rid of that. And the answer is 8.33. Alright, 3 decimal places. So again, am I 8.325 or am I 8.326? Look at the number behind. It's a 7. Therefore, the 5 has to go up 1 to a 6, doesn't it? Okay? So that's basically what you do to round. Just chop off the rest and just make sure it stays the same or goes up 1. 3, 2, 6. Alright, so let's look at the 4 decimal places. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I chop it here. Now, am I 3257 or am I 3258? Well, you look at the number behind. It's an 8. So it's greater than or equal to 5, therefore the 7 has to go up 1 to 8, doesn't it? Okay, so the answer here is 8.325, and then 7 changes to an 8. Excuse me. Now you notice I have a calculator there. You can also check these on the calculator. There is a rounding feature on your calculator. So let's have a look at it. Go to Math. And under Math, you will see the go to Number, and you will see the second one there is called Round. So you'll hit that Round. Now when you hit Round, it's asking you to put the number in. So put in the whole decimal, 8.3257,880. Then you have to tell the calculator how many places you want it rounded. So you use a comma. See the comma above 7. Very common feature in this calculator. Hit the comma button, then put in the number of decimal places, which in this first one is not 1 decimal place. And it does it for you. 8.3. Okay, let's quickly check those. Now, to quickly check them all, we're going to use the same rounding feature. Rather than go through all the buttons again, I can just hit the entry button, which is the one above enter, but it's blue. What that means, entry, it brings up the previous entry on the calculator. So if I hit second entry, the exact problem I just did comes up again, and I only need to scroll back and change the 1 to 2 decimal places and hit enter. It's 8.33, just as we said. Okay, doing that again. Second, bring up the last entry, go in and change it to 3 decimal places. And the answer is 8.326. Second entry, 4 decimal places, enter. 8.3258. Okay, now I've also brought up another one here, G, because it has a series of 9s in it, and sometimes people get confused by that. But when we're asked to round this to 1 decimal place, let's look at it right here. So if I got 87, and I'll write it here, 87.99991, and I want to round it to 1 decimal place, then I cut it here. So, and I look at the number behind, and that's 9. So this has to go up 1. So if I add 1 to that, I get 10. But you can't write 10 there. You can only write 1 digit per place value. So that means this will stay as 0, and I put the 1. This has to move up to 1. So I keep going back. So you can never write a 10 in 1 decimal place. Like I can't write 87.10 in 1 decimal place, 9, right? That just doesn't make any sense. So this one will round to what? So that means, right, it'll be 88. Now, because it's 1 decimal place, we also have to put in the 0. So the correct way to write 1 decimal place is actually leave the 0 there, 88.0. Now, just jump over to the calculator. Here's what I wanted to show you. The calculator will drop any zeros after the decimal. That's the way it's programmed, right? So when you're asked to round it to 1 decimal place, watch what happens. So let's bring back, let's go, oh, let me quit that. Go math, number, round. So if you do this type on your calculator, it won't work. 87 point, I think 1, 2, 4 9s, and then a 1, comma, remember the comma, and then 1 decimal place. Now watch what the calculator does. It doesn't put in the decimal 0. So you have to be very careful using a calculator because they will drop zeros lots of times, right? All right, the next one, 87.99991. This time we're going to 2 decimal places. So we're chopping it here. We're getting rid of that. But if you look at the 9, right, that bumps this one up to 10. But I can't write 10 there. I only write 0, which bumps this one up to 10. Can't write 10 there. I can only write 0. Bumps this one, adds 1 to this. So it's 88. It's kind of messy there, but you can see. So this is 88 decimal what? 88.00. What do you think the calculator is going to do? Second function, bring back the last entry. Let's round it to 2 decimal places. See, that drops to 0. So be careful. And I can see, you probably can see the rest of the answers. 3 decimal places, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I got to chop it here. So that will also be zeros. However, the last one changes. 88.123. Now look at the very last one. Okay. Now if I chop it here, it's a 1. So it doesn't move, right? It doesn't change. There's no change in the number. So for 4 decimal places, it's 87.9999. Now let's see if that happened on the calculator as well. So let's go back and check the third one, 3 decimal places, see if it dropped to zeros as well. We'll go to 3 decimal places. Yeah. So careful with the calculator when rounding. See what happens. Calculator's not always correct because it's programmed in certain ways. Now I'm going to bring back that last entry and go to 4 decimal places. See what happens. This time I get 87.999. Okay, so hopefully that helps you with a bit of rounding. Check out the next video. It's on prime factorization. Have a great day.